Welcome to the Reload Bench. Ordinarily, I would put a video like this over on my A channel where I have gas mask videos. But because this is work related, I'm going to put it over here on this B channel. So recently, I had a need for a respirator at my current career. Now, I haven't needed a respirator up to now, so that's why I didn't have one. And I decided it's time that I got one. In the past, my experience with respirators has been in the military wearing gas masks because a gas mask is a full face respirator. That's seriously what it is. And then at the plant, I was fitted, and I put the word fitted in air quotes, for a half face respirator that was uncomfortable and didn't fit well. When I wore my safety glasses, which were anti-fog, they fogged up. So I got some vented goggles, which gave me additional face protection, but it still didn't cover my entire face, and the goggles were uncomfortable. They didn't issue full face respirators at the plant. What I decided to do, since the respirator really wasn't working out, is to bring in one of my gas masks, and when I needed a respirator, I wore that, because once again, a gas mask is a respirator. Since I wanted a respirator that I would feel comfortable wearing, would provide me with full face protection, and would be something that I am familiar with enough that I would not be uncomfortable wearing this for long periods of time, I decided to go with a gas mask from MIRA Safety. Now, I've known about MIRA Safety for years, but I've never purchased anything from them. I've seen some of their videos, and I've seen their masks used in videos. So these things have a tactical application, but they also can be used in a safety application in an industrial environment. The name of the company is MIRA Safety, and this is simply just a full face respirator. The fact that I'm not using it in a riot situation or a bug out situation or something like that is irrelevant. It's going to provide me the proper PPE that I need. And in my experience, I found that if you give somebody the PPE that they want to wear and it's functional, they're more likely to wear it than if you just give them something that they're not comfortable wearing, they're not comfortable using, they're not interested in. And this kind of fits that role for me. So the gas mask and filters shipped in one box. The box came in undamaged. It's wrapped up nice and tight. They used reinforced paper tape. It's in good shape. When I checked out on the MIRA Safety website, I selected their economy shipping option. They had other options for shipping. The economy option was free. Economy turned out to be United States Postal Service Ground Advantage. It shipped from Texas up here to Michigan. I ordered it on a Wednesday, and it came in on the following Tuesday, so about a week. So let me go ahead and just cut the packaging tape. Yeah, it's wrapped up really tight, which is good. There's some craft paper in there, and right at the top, I was careful not to cut too deep. Right at the top is the mask in a box. Made in the Czech Republic. Get this gratuitous packaging material out of here, and the packing list. So what I pulled out with the packing list was a package with the PROFILM tear-offs. These are designed for the CM-8M mask that I ordered. So they've got them for the different masks that they sell. I don't know if they have these for all of them, but they had it for this, and I thought this would be a good thing to have because I can just adhere this to the visor, and there's a little tab on the side, and I can just tear it off as I need it in case it gets filthy with dirt or oil or anything else like that, because I'm using this in an industrial environment. Here's 2 filters. These are the DotPro 330 industrial gas mask filters. So these are kind of a general purpose type filter. These are more for vapors and that sort of thing. And then in the bottom here, there is another cardboard box. It's kind of a flat box, and it's taped up. Not very well. I think I can just, pull that up, open the flap. You can see I've got 6 of these ParticleMax filters. Now, these are kind of a low profile filter, and this is the main filter that I'm going to be wearing with the mask. That's why I only ordered 2 of the general purpose type filters. I don't expect to have to wear these very often, or maybe not even at all, but I said I want to have a set of these just in case I need them. And the MIRA products have a long shelf life. That's one of the things I really like about what they sell. Is some of the stuff is designed to be stored a lot longer than the military issue stuff I'm used to using, or even some of the commercially available respirator filters or other PPE, because they do have more than just respirators on the MIRA website. So the ParticleMax is really meant for things like particles in the air, smoke, dust, things like that. So this would be what I would be wearing with it more often. So the CM-8M mask is the one I decided to go with. I wanted something that would give me the full field of view. I didn't want something that was too confined of a field of view. The reason they have different visor options is based on what you might be doing with the mask. So some of them are really not good for a tactical situation. Some of them are built more for a tactical situation than an industrial situation. And some of them are a compromise. And this is a compromise. But this offers a lot more facial protection from what I could see. And this is really just something more along the lines of what I'm used to wearing. So this is what I went with. I wanted to go with something I was comfortable with, or what looks like I would be comfortable with. So there's some tape over here on the flap. I'll go ahead and cut that. Open it up. It's in a clear plastic bag, and it comes with a black plastic canteen that has a rubber cap over the top with a tab that you can pull, and this is so that you can drink with a tube that's provided on the mask. This is similar to the setup that we had with our M17 and our M40, M42 gas masks that I wore when I was in the military. There is an instruction manual. It's got written instructions as well as diagrams. I like that. It's not just a planogram with no words so that, anybody can read it instead of actually writing out instruction or typing out instructions onto something, or printing out, I should say, instructions onto something. So everything seems to be in English. It's not multi-language or anything else like that. But in addition to this, they do have videos on their YouTube channel. Now, as far as the mask, let's see. Is it all sealed up? Yeah, it's sealed up. It's not a reclosable bag or anything like that. So I'll go ahead and cut the seal. I didn't order a carrier for this. I wanted to buy a different carrier for it than what they offered. I'm not saying what they offered was anything bad or anything else like that, but I just wanted something different. So at some point, I will order a carrier for it. Now, there is this is kind of like a cable tie. This is a different color. It's kind of a beige color. It's a short cable tie, and I'm guessing this is reusable because it looks like you can just insert it in here. It's got little, I guess, like beads built into it, and there's a hole with a slot cut in it. So I'm guessing you can put this at a different length. So I'm not sure what this is for. I'm gonna have to read the instruction manual. There is styrofoam wrapped around the front of the mask, and when I pull it off, You can see it's just a black mask. It's rubbery. It's got placement here for the filters. One side's got a cap on it, and the other side does not. I don't know, nothing fell off. And then here's the drinking tube. It's got a little rubber cover on it, and you should be able to just pop it out and rotate it. Okay. I have to play around with the mask a little bit. This isn't something I use very often. I don't really plan on using it with this, but there is a drinking tube on there, so I'll fool around with that a little bit later. And then on the back, it's got nylon or the elastic straps that are adjustable, just like the gas mask I'm used to using. And it's got kind of like this, I believe this is a nylon netting on the back. So yeah, if you've ever worn a military issue gas mask before, everything on this should be familiar. All right, so off camera, I went through the manual to try to figure out what this cable tie looking thing is, and I'm not sure. If I figure it out in the future, maybe I'll do a short on it or something like that. So as far as the mask goes, the drinking tube stays in the vertical position, it looks like. I've worked with some where you've got a little bit more flexibility here. You can kind of rotate it out, but you're supposed to hold the canteen inverted in order to drink, which, yeah, that's, gravity and stuff, right? So I really don't plan to use this, but thought I would just go over that a little bit. And the tube does come out of a groove here if you need to move it around. Now, as far as this plug on the right-hand side of the mask can be used with 1 or 2 filters. I plan to use it with 2 filters, but for trying it on for the first time and clearing it, I'm just going to put 1 filter in. So what I'm going to use is the ParticleMax filter. I'll go ahead and just cut the seal on this clear plastic bag that it's in. Thick, clear plastic bag that it's in. Remove the clear cap that's screwed on. I'll screw it into the left side of the respirator and remove the seal. You can see it's got kind of a grill shape into the surface of the filter, and you can see some of the filter media behind there. Now it's time to see how well it fits. So the straps adjust just like the mask that I'm used to. Clearing it is the same procedure. And I had to adjust it on my face because I could tell it wasn't completely sealed. I had to actually move it around a little bit, try to get the bottom tucked up underneath my chin and my nose further into the nose guard, I guess you would call it. But visibility is pretty good. It's comfortable. It feels like what I'm used to. And the filter just on one side doesn't create some sort of weird balance or anything. I mean, it's a very lightweight filter. Everything's new, so it smells like fresh rubber, and it's comfortable. All right, now I'm going to install one of the tear-offs. So it's a flat plastic bag, and it's got a reclosable seal on it. Looks like there's a little indentation here to just tear off the top. And open up the seal, get into the bag. The tear off has an adhesive back, so there's a clear, I don't know, there's, okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 clear tabs, and then this white paper tab. Peel off and then carefully line it up. Carefully line it up. I'm going to try to put it all the way over to the edge of the right hand side. The edge and maybe the top. Try to follow the contour of the visor here. And I want these tabs to be easy to reach, but I want this to set flush. I don't want there to be bubbles in it. And the instructions say to run your fingers along the edges. Now let's tear one of these off. Let's go with the outermost tab. Okay, that's pulling the whole thing. So I'm thinking you're going to have to put your thumb over it maybe. No. Index finger. And that tears off the first one. So you get multiple tear-offs on this. That's not too bad. It's an option. This isn't a necessity, but it's an option. Just kind of a pain to, because it's multiple layers, it's a little bit of a pain to get it to set flush. All right, so put the mask in under my chin, pull it up over my face, make sure that I've got my nose right in there. Feel for the straps. Make sure they're adjusted nice and tight. And I can feel that I've got a good seal all the way around. Now in the instructions it talks about making sure you don't have any hair getting up and underneath the mask right here. These masks aren't really meant to be worn if you have facial hair, or at least I should say the military masks that I used, you were supposed to stay clean shaven so you could get a good seal, and you could have facial hair grow for up to 30 days with that original seal before you would lose the seal. Now I didn't see anything in the instructions about facial hair other than the hair on top of your head in the manual, but I did kind of skim it for the purposes of filming this video. So if you're wearing a half-face respirator at the plant, or you're wearing a gas mask for whatever type of situation, if you've got facial hair, it may not create a good seal. But as far as the field of view goes, the mask provides a really good field of view. This tear off, yeah, I can get to it, but it does kind of obscure my view a little bit. I mean, it's not terrible, but Uh, it's not perfectly clear, but I can definitely see all the way around. And the mask is comfortable to wear. It's something that I'm used to. And I have the option to use 2 filters if I feel that's necessary, or different styles of filters, or even adapt this to fit some of the more commonly available commercial filters, or buy another NATO 40mm filter, maybe like a surplus one, and screw it in. I've got a lot of options with this mask. So now I have another piece of personal protective equipment that I can use at work if a situation arises where I need a full face respirator. Thanks for watching.